Z to Z Podcast presents ReviewZed.
Good morning, good evening, or good day, and welcome to the ReviewZed Podcast, the game review of the Z to Z Podcast. If the game has achievements, then we try to cover it here. I'm your host, Damien, and thank you for listening. If you've listened to the Z to Z Podcast in the past, then you're familiar with our format. We bring you a separate weekly show covering just reviews of new and sometimes overlooked Xbox titles. And don't forget to check out the regular Z to Z Podcast while you're at it. That show's good too, just like this one, but we have more vitamin D.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of ReviewZed. I am your host, Proulx, and joining me as always is Mr. Mango. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Good. So what's going on with G-Task?
All right, G-Task. We're getting down to the wire here. A lot of people getting eliminated now. So individual bonus, which I'm assuming you will be going for, Proulx. It's called Bonus Soda. End the scoring period having unlocked at least one achievement with the word bonus, badge, or mark in its name.
Yeah, that sounds easy enough. I'll probably go for that.
That one seems insanely easy.
Why mark?
I don't know.
Like, that doesn't seem to fit.
Bonus and badge seem or make sense, but mark.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking like make your mark or like you have a mark, but that doesn't really flow very well with bonus. Whatever.
Well, I don't understand the name of it either. Bonus soda. Bonus.
Yeah, that must be some reference to something.
It must be a Warren thing. So thanks, Warren.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for an easy one at least.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll definitely go for it. So, So good luck to everybody. And yeah, I think last week lost a whole bunch of people. G-Task, it's getting tough. It's tough out there.
Yeah, it's getting tough. Teams are getting really tough now. I think what's the cutoff now? 10,000 TA seems to be about the number.
I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really got to push for it. So we'll see how long we last. But we're going strong right now. So
we're doing all right. Last week we did really well.
Yes, we did. Thanks to you and your Achievement Fest craziness. What was the total that you ended up at?
19,500 gamer score.
Almost 20,000 points in 4 days, right?
3 days, basically.
3 days. Wow, that's wild. And and you crossed the 800,000?
800,000. Yep, and I'm at 820 already. So I had a couple people bet me to hit 1 million by Achievement Fest next year. I don't know if I can do that.
Ooh, you'd have to push pretty hard.
Yeah, really hard. All right, let's get into our review.
All right, so we played Awkard. Can you tell me some stuff about Awkard?
All right, Awkard is a party game developed and published by Snap Finger Click. The sale price of $11.99, and it was released June 5th, 2018. So relatively new game still. Yeah,
so this is going to be interesting. There's not a lot to this game. Essentially, what it is it's not even a trivia game really, because they're not being asked trivia, but you're asked personal questions, and
they're supposed to be awkward.
They're supposedly awkward, and you answer. You're given two options, so it's like, would you rather get caught? I think one of the questions I had was picking your nose in public or picking your butt, and it's stuff like that, silly stuff like that. So you only have two choices, and then you and everybody else votes, and you kind of at the end you'll see, that 65% of people said option A, and the rest said option B.
Which was kind of nice that it had a worldwide stat for other people, because it added something to the game.
Yeah, but that's literally it.
Yeah.
I just described to you everything that you will do and see in this game.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's it's 10 questions, 3 rounds, at least in the dual mode. I didn't do the single or 6-player or multiplayer or the single player. Is the single player any different?
The single player is not any different. You're literally answering the same questions, and then you just see your answer stacked up against everybody else who's answered the question.
So not a lot of depth. Now, I do know on multiplayer, no matter how many people you have, you only use one controller.
Yes, for the entire game.
Very strange.
Just one controller. Yep, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it goes up to 6 players. And I did play with 2 other people. I played with my girlfriend and my roommate. And I'd say we played 3 matches. I'd say the first 1 to 1.5 were enjoyable-ish.
Yeah, that's about the depth I got of it. I think my girlfriend and I had got 2 or 3 rounds, and by the round 3, we're kind of like, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not that it's not good. It's just there's nothing there. There literally is just.
Yeah, it's got good production values. The game plays well. It's just there's not a lot of game to be had.
No, this is something that you would. It's just too shallow for a whole game. This is
way too shallow. This is an add-on for a Jackbox party game. Is really what it is.
Exactly.
But it's a standalone.
But it's not even. It does have a little bit of that same sort of Jackbox quirk and charm, but not as much as a regular Jackbox game. Even like if you pick up any of the Jackboxes, there's always like 2 games that are great, one that's okay, and the rest that are kind of take it or leave it. But even those lower tier ones have a little more to chew on than Awkard does, I'd say.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Since we don't have much about content, what about achievements?
Yeah, so the achievements are fairly easy. You'll get a whole bunch. Like the first time you play a match, you'll probably get 6 or 7.
Yeah,
which is nice,
easily.
without trying. And now I did try to get them, the rest of them. And I think, do you know how many there are offhand?
That was at 23?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think it's 23 for 1,000.
So I have all of them except for 2. One which is playing on Valentine's Day, which I'm sure you can time jump if you really want to. And the other one, which is for 1,000 questions.
Which turns out is kind of glitchy.
Yeah.
Well, either that or the description is not very good. I did some research on it. Snap Finger Click is supposed to be releasing a patch for the game to fix it, but currently the achievement will unlock if you do 1,000 questions in one sitting. Yeah.
Which I actually started to go for, and then I went to bed and my Xbox got turned off. So it translates to about 5 or 6 hours, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what I've read on the forums about how long it'll take.
Yeah, and it's not, you can't turbo it or anything because you have to select 2 separate buttons.
Yeah.
And it's really really, really dull and mindless when you're actually just going for it. Because you don't, I was at the point where I was just watching TV and I was hitting A and then X and then A and then X. And man, I was bored, just bored out of my mind going for that. So,
well, I mean, that's all the game is A or X. And after you've seen the questions and got all the specific percentage achievements, because it has one for guessing everything correctly and guessing everything incorrectly.
Yep.
Once you have that all the way, it really is just push a button, push a button. Yep. Push a button.
The rest of the achievements, the other 20, are really easy to get, actually.
Yeah, extremely easy.
You'll get them, like we said, you'll get a whole bunch just playing through the game naturally, but because you only have one controller, you are in total control of what happens in the game. So other than that, for cleanup, it probably took me 2 or 3 matches, and then I just had the rest of them, except for the really long ones. So it's easy gamer score for sure. Even if if you're completionist, obviously stay away, or at least until that's confirmed.
Until it's confirmed fixed. But yeah, I mean, you can get a ton of points in not a lot of time.
Yeah. There's not much else to say.
Yeah. I think the price for how much game you actually get is. I mean, you pay twice as much and you get a lot more out of a Jackbox party game.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Or wait until there's a Jackbox sale.
Yeah, which Jackbox 4 was on sale during the Ultimate Game Sale. I picked that.
Correct.
I would not pay anything over $5 for this game.
Yeah, it's like a phone game. You can play it for a couple minutes and then stop, and then maybe play it for a couple of minutes and then stop. But yeah, $5 is about all I would pay for it as well.
If it ever goes on sale for $3 or $4, that's good because. Like we said, you get all that gamer score really easy, but it's not worth any. There's not even $5 worth of content in the game.
No, absolutely not.
So, and the thing is too, even when I was grinding out for some of those questions, I was getting repeat questions already, and it's okay.
Yep, I got him as well, and it didn't take many games to get to repeat questions.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yep. So Awkard. By Snap Finger Click.
Get
Very
it for cheap.
awkward.
Yes, get it for cheap if you want some easy gamer score. Otherwise, you'd probably be okay steering clear.
Yep, I agree.
All right, and so that's it for a bit of a short one this week, but not really much to go into here, unfortunately. But maybe next week.
Next week we might have a little bit more in depth, or more in depth game.
Something bigger to chew on. So
hopefully.
All right, everyone. We will catch you next time.
Thanks for listening.